Hello everyone. In today's video of chapter aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic acid, I will be talking about chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones. Chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones. First, we will talk about laboratory test of aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes are the compounds which will easily oxidize and they will be converted into carboxylic acids and acts as reducing agents towards the mild oxidizing agent. Ketone does not have any hydrogen atom. I mean, carbonyl group is not bonded with any hydrogen atom. So they are not oxidized by mild oxidizing agent. So on the basis of the difference in the reactivity in between aldehyde and ketones, they can be distinguished by the following test. Number one is the test for aldehydes. And first test would be Schiff test. When an alcoholic solution of aldehyde is treated with few drops of Schiff reagent, pink or red color or dark pink or magenta color will appear. This will confirm you the presence of CHO group in a given compound. Second test is Tollens test or silver mirror test. When an aldehyde is boiled with ammonical silver nitrate, which is also called Tollens reagent, and after boiling we will get silver mirror. A mirror kind of thing will appear in the test tube which is boiled with, where you have taken the compound and the Tollens reagent. The aldehyde is oxidized in the silver ions. Sorry, the aldehyde is oxidized in the carboxylite ion and the Tollens reagent will reduce in silver ions. This is a redox reaction. See the reaction here. In this reaction, aldehyde will be taken and this ammonical silver nitrate is taken, and this silver complex will reduce into silver mirror or silver metal, you could say, and aldehyde is oxidized into carboxylate ion. So this is redox reaction. Now next, now Fehling test. When a mixture of an aldehyde and Fehling solution is boiled in hot water, a red color precipitate of cuprous oxide will form. Then in this reaction an aldehyde is oxidized to carboxylate ion and Fehling solution and the cupric ion will reduce to cuprous ion. It may be noted that alpha hydroxy ketone will also give this test positive test. This is the reaction where you have taken a compound having aldehyde group and you have heated with Fehling solution A and B. What will happen? Aldehyde will be oxidized into carboxylate ion and you will get red color PPT, which will confirm the presence of aldehyde group in a given compound. Now, laboratory test for ketonic group. Number one is sodium nitroprusside test. When a freshly prepared sodium nitroprusside solution is added to ketone and it is shaken well, then little sodium hydroxide is added into it drop by drop, you will get to see the red color of the solution, which will indicate the presence of ketonic group in a given compound. An anion of ketone formed by alkali reacts with nitroprusside ion, which is coming from sodium nitroprusside, to form red color complex, which indicates the presence of ketonic group. Here you have taken acetone. It is added with NaOH, which is providing hydroxyl ion to the solution. You are getting this ion and this ion will react with nitroprusside ion and give you the red coloration because of the formation of this complex ion. Now next is chemical reactions of aldehydes and ketones with nucleophiles. In all these reactions, the nucleophilic reagents bring about the reaction by attacking positively polarized electrophilic carbonyl carbon in aldehydes and ketones. We have already talked about the polarity of carbonyl group, and now we are talking about the attacking of nucleophiles on the positively charged carbon atom of carbonyl group. The first reaction is addition of hydrogen cyanide or HCN. HCN is a weak acid and it will totally add up to the carbon oxygen double bond in aldehydes and ketones to produce compounds known as cyanohydrins. For example, if it is adding to acetaldehyde, so the compound which will form as adduct is called as acetaldehyde cyanohydrin. If it is adding to the carbonyl group present in acetone, the compound will formed which is called as acetone cyanohydrin. The negative part of the reagent, that is Cn part of HCN, will attack to the carbon of the carbonyl group and the remaining part will get attached to the oxygen atom. Like see, this is an aldehyde or ketone, whatever you feel, you take and you attack HCN to it. This hydrogen will be taken up by this oxygen after breaking the bond between carbon and oxygen here, and it will be bonded to this carbon as OH group, and the negative part, that is Cn, will be go directly to the carbon atom of a compound, because negative part is Cn, which is electron rich, which is nucleophile, will go to this carbon atom. Like one example, when acetaldehyde is added with HCN, the negative part, that is Cn, will go to carbon and H will be bonded to hydrogen, formed acetaldehyde cyanohydrin. Similarly, HCN will be added to acetic acid to give you acetone cyanohydrin. Now, addition of sodium bisulfite. Ketones and aldehydes reacted with saturated aqueous solution of sodium bisulfite to give you crystalline precipitate of sodium bisulfite adduct. Again, acetaldehyde will be reacted with sodium bisulfite. The hydrogen atom of the compound will go to oxygen after breaking one bond from carbon, and it is becoming OH group, and rest whole molecule will go to carbon to form acetaldehyde sodium bisulfite adduct. Similarly, when it is reacting with ketone, what will happen? The negative part or the nucleophile, which is SO3Na, will go to carbon atom and hydrogen will go to oxygen to form OH group, and the compound would be known as acetone sodium bisulfite adduct. Now, addition of alcohols. Aldehyde react with one molecule of anhydrous monohydric alcohol in presence of dry HCl to give alkoxy alcohol known as hemiacetyl first. Then it will react further to one more molecule of anhydrous monohydric alcohol to give you geminal dialkoxy compound, and such geminal dialkoxy compounds are called as acetals. Let's see the reaction. In this reaction, I have taken one aldehyde and I have added one monohydric alcohol, which is anhydrous, and in presence of dry HCl. What will happen? The OR, alkoxy group, will go to carbon and hydrogen will go to oxygen to give you acetal. It is unstable compound. In the next step, this hemiacetal will be added to the another molecule of monohydric alcohol, which is anhydrous again, in presence of dry HCl to give you acetal. During the formation of acetal, what will happen? Another alkoxy group will go to the carbon and replace this OH with OR dash to form acetal. For example, acetaldehyde is reacting with ethyl alcohol. in dry HCl, what will happen? First, ethoxy group will go to carbon and OH group will be uh, going to the carbon and forming hemiacetal. Then this hemiacetal will further react with ethyl alcohol in presence of diHCl. This OH group will transform into ethoxy group to form diacetyl. Similarly, ketones react with alcohol in presence of acid catalyst to form hemiketal and ketal. Ketone reacts with 1,2 or 1,3 diols in presence of dry HCl to give you 5 or 6 member cyclic ketones. See, ethane 1,2 diol, if it is reacting with one ketone, what will happen? This oxygen will take up these both hydrogen and eliminated in the form of water, and this carbon will bonded with this group and form cyclic ketal. Acetal and ketals are hydrolyzed with aqueous mineral acids, and they will give you corresponding aldehydes and ketones respectively. So we can get back from acetal to aldehydes or ketones, or you can say from acetals or ketals we can extract aldehydes and ketones back by their acid hydrolysis. Now, addition of Grignard reagent to aldehydes and ketones. Grignard reagent react with aldehydes or ketones to form an adduct which on hydrolysis with dilute acid give you alcohols. For example, this is one carbonyl group of aldehyde or ketone. It is reacting with this Grignard reagent. One adduct will form in presence of dry ether, and on further hydrolysis you will get to see the formation of alcohol.